You know, we get a lot of questions on this show about what bike should I actually choose to get started riding. And the answer to that question really depends on what kind of riding you want to do. For instance, if you want to go out to the green belt or just ride with the family on weekends, get some casual riding and exercise in, then one of the bikes that you're going to be looking for is something like this. It's considered a comfort bike, and it's comfortable for a couple of reasons. First of all, the standover height is super nice. You can get on and get off the bike really easily without much danger. It's got what we call a short cockpit, which is the difference or the distance from the handlebar to the seat. Since it's nice and short, it keeps you really nice and upright, super comfortable. That way you don't have any back problems. It's really comfortable. It comes with nice flat pedals, real generic pedal, great for cruising around the park. Also features a grip shift, and even some of the newer bikes have a little bit of suspension on the front just to soften that ride a little bit. It also features what we call a hybrid tire, which is a little bit wider than a road bike tire and not nearly as fat as a Fat Boy there on the mountain bikes. This is a great bike, again, for riding to the park. Not something you're going to do lots and lots and lots of miles on, but definitely something you're going to be able to enjoy. It also features a completely adjustable headset here, which can bring the bars back and forth to fit your particular body size. Now, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more adventurous, let's say you want to get away from the crowds and you want to get off the road, then you're looking at like a cross-country bike. This particular bike here, the Blur by Santa Cruz, is a race-bred bike. Now, these bikes range, not the Blur particularly, but mountain bikes in general range from a price point of about $800 to $1,300 for an entry-level bike, and from about $1,300 to $2,000 for a good mid-level bike, and from $2,000, $2,200 all the way up to maybe $5,000 for a full race version. They feature wider tires, suspension. Suspension gets better as the bike goes up higher in price. You get better and better features. It has trigger shifters by SRAM, and again, a full suspension rear and disc brakes. Super fun bikes, definitely a way to get away from the crowd and enjoy the beautiful single track that you have in your backyard. So let's say you're a Lance Armstrong fan and you fancy yourself climbing the Alpe d'Huez or maybe just your local hill. Then you're definitely looking at the road bike lineup here. This particular bike is a Velo V. It's their top of the line. It's a super aggressive bike in terms of its body positioning, as you can see the difference in the cruiser bike. But now these bikes feature super thin tires for less rolling resistance. They have price points anywhere from $800 to about $1,300 in the entry-level price point, very similar to a mountain bike. If you want to go to a mid-level bike, you're looking at about $1,400 all the way up to about $2,000, and then $2,000 up to about $5,000 or $6,000 for a full race-bred bike. And the difference will be in components and in materials, but we'll talk about that in another episode. Again, these bikes have full integrated shifters, super lightweight. The more money you spend, the lighter the bike becomes. Great for training, for burning calories, and just for getting out on those roads away from town. A lot of fun, and you see people riding these all over your city. Finally, the junkie, the adrenaline junkie that is. Let's say you like doing big hits. You want to jump big jumps, go down boulders, some steep technical stuff. You're definitely looking at something like this VP Free here from Santa Cruz. This is a big hit bike. Features really nice fat forks here with about 8 inches of travel on the front and the rear. It's got a coilover shock here, which is great for adjustability. And this is what we consider a free ride or a downhill bike. Free ride downhill bikes are a little bit more expensive because they're definitely heavier duty. They're made for a lot of pounding. Entry-level price points on these range from about maybe $1,500 at the very low end, more like $2,000, and they go all the way up to $5,000. Every time you step up in price, you're getting better forks, better shocks, better brakes. If you notice, this has really large rotors for maximum stopping power. Anyway, we hope that some of these tips really helped you out in deciding what kind of bike you're going to start looking for. In future episodes, we're going to get into some greater detail about each one of those bikes specifically.